All right, hello, welcome back to the stream, everybody. My hair is still drying. I got up a little bit late today, but that's okay. Today we're going to be working on... What are we going to be working on? Well, we're going to be doing a ton of quality of life changes to Gunforged. So last night, one of my friends played the game for quite a while, and I was just watching him. And good news is that he enjoyed it, and I also took a ton of notes about things that I want to change while I was just watching him play. So I'm going to be tackling a lot of that stuff today. I've got a couple of bugs in the to-do list, and then all of these enhancement items I want to get done. There is a bunch of content that I want to squeeze in before the release as well. But again, the release of Gunforged is happening on February 17th. So it's coming up in a couple of weeks. And I basically have this week to get the game in a really good spot, get all the content crammed in that I want to get crammed in, and then I'm going to be focusing most of my efforts on reaching out to YouTube and Twitch personalities to play the game, so I can hopefully get some wish lists in a couple of weeks prior to release, and we'll see how it goes. So it's going to be a tough balance. I think I'm probably going to prioritize the quality of life features over new content, because I can always follow up with like a content patch after the game is released. So there's nothing preventing me from doing that. So, you know, like a week after the game is out, I can always push a patch that contains a bunch of new guns and new affixes and all that kind of stuff. So quality of life stuff, though, is going to be very important. So that's what we're going to be working on today. And before I get into it, of course, please wishlist Gunforged. The link is in the description below. It's almost done, like I said. Finally, after this long amount of time. You could also purchase my Udemy courses. The links for those are in the description below. And everything you need to know about how you could support my work is linked below. So definitely check out the description. All right, let's get right into it. Hello, Luca. Welcome back. The classic yup. Always happy to see that. Hello, Froggy. Good to see you again. How are you both doing? All right, so let's see. So there's a couple of bugs I want to fix. I think I'm going to leave those because I spent a lot of time debugging yesterday, and I don't feel like debugging some more. So I'm going to address all these enhancement items first. So first, I thought it would be funny. So the prize wheel has a limited number of spins. I wanted to add a bit of text that if you try to spin it after the third spin, it'll just say something like, "I'm sorry, sir, you're cut off." It would be really funny. And my plan is to make it so that it doesn't even show any text. It just, if you stand near it and press the interaction key, it's going to show that text. So I think that's going to be really funny. So the question, though, is how am I actually going to do that? I've got the interaction area component here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this. And I'm going to turn off editable children because I don't need that. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's see, so we've got that cutoff interaction area component. So what I'm going to do by default is, let me grab a reference to that, node private interaction area component. Let me see something. I have a suggestion. What about parrying? Can you elaborate on how you think that would work? I'm not opposed to that suggestion, but I'm not entirely sure I have a clear idea of how that would work. So if you've got something in your mind about how you think that should look in the game, I am definitely open to hearing it. So on ready. So I'm going to turn off the visibility of all those interaction area components. Oh, wait. I need to say toggle interaction enabled false. So I'm basically just hiding everything on the interaction area component, this cutoff interaction area component, because I want, again, to hide that, just so that it's not showing the prompt, because I think that would be funnier. So toggle interaction enabled false. Okay, so now down here, on spin finished, can interact if current uses. Else if current uses greater than or equal to max uses. We're going to say cutoff interaction area component.toggle interaction enabled true. And then on cutoff interacted, private void on cutoff interacted. Where's my floating text here? We're going to spawn this. Spawn text float. This is going to be error color. I'm sorry, sir. You're cut off. Okay. And then this, let's turn the duration up to 2. Okay, this should be really funny. Oh, dot interacted. Okay. So hopefully this all works. I think what I want to do is cut those and just put those down here with the other. Okay. So let me try this. So if I go to I'm just going to place it in the hub arena here. And I'm going to instantiate the prize wheel there. And I'm actually going to... Wait, I guess I didn't need to do that, did I? I didn't need to do any of that fancy stuff. I could just turn it invisible. I try to get fancy with it. That's completely unnecessary. Okay. Cool. All right. So now if I go into my hub arena, I can check it out. In the wheel, you could have a chance for it to land on parrying IDK if that works. Well, I guess what I'm asking is like, what would that give you? Like, what does parrying actually look like in the game? Not necessarily how do you acquire it, but have a nice and productive day. Thank you, Polaris. Very much appreciate that. Add gold 100. So unfortunately, we're just going to have to spin it a couple times. It's not going to drop anything because the dependencies required to drop things in this level are not present. There we go. Look at that. So now see, I get no prompt, but if I decide to smash it, it just says, I'm sorry, sir, you're cut off. That's hilarious. And you can just mash it as much as you want. That's hilarious. Okay, I love it. All right, it's just little things like that are going to make this game very enjoyable. Okay, so add cutoff text to prize wheel. Actually, there's one thing that I want to do. Boom. All right. So that's done. We can move that on over. Increase bullet spread and capacity random. So this is related to the gameplay now. So if I go to my gun part randomizer, I want to just like, let's see. Bullet speed, where's capacity? Bullet capacity contribution here. So a standard deviation of 0.6. I'm going to bump that up to 0.7. And I'm going to try something here. Let's see. Bullet angle. Let's turn this up to, I don't know, 6 maybe? So increase it a little bit. Standard deviation 0.7. Do I want to... Yeah, I was just wondering if I should put a minimum value in these things somewhere. Bullet speed. Bullet speed is a little bit low as well, but I'll leave that alone for now. So I'm just increasing the bullet angle contribution so that way perhaps there will be more spread in the bullets. Capacity contribution. I was thinking about giving this a minimum value, so saying like this can't go below like half of whatever its specified contribution is, but I think I'll just try this. Allow negative. Yeah, I think I'll just play test with that. So what, I bumped this up by 50% here, so that should be a decent change. And then this was bumped up by whatever percent that is. I'm kind of tempted to go up a little bit more. Capacity contribution, let's see. Might as well go up a little bit more. I think that's fine. So just bump it up 0.15. So again, these things, these part randomizations, these are normal distributions. So what it does is it uses the base capacity contribution that's on the unmodified resource, and it uses that as the mean, and then it sets a standard deviation, in this case of 0.75. And so if you're familiar with how normal distribution works, basically that just determines how common various different numbers are for the capacity contribution. So it wouldn't be uncommon for this to hit, you know, 1.5 or 2 extra bullets. And if you multiply that across 3 gun parts, then you could potentially have 6 extra bullets than you otherwise would have. But this can also go negative too. So this can also go 0.75 standard deviation in the other direction, which would actually reduce the capacity. So it's sort of swinging in both directions, and it's the same deal with the bullet angle. The problem is it just wasn't, I wasn't seeing like very big bullet spreads in game, and I also wasn't seeing very big capacity bullet capacities. So just bumping those up, I think, is going to be great. Bullets per second, I'm also kind of tempted to bump this one up as well. Did I write that down? There's not a whole lot of guns that feel like they're shooting very fast, so I might go ahead and bump this up. I also set a minimum value on this. So the minimum bullet speed you can have is 1.2 bullets per second, but I think I'm going to bump this up to 0.4 just to create more variety there as well. The thing is, like, because negative values are allowed, so subtracting from the base value, it's going to be somewhat unlikely to get 3 parts that all have maxed out like bullets per second contributions. It's more likely that you'll probably get 2 parts that are really good in terms of their bullets per second, but then 1 part that like tanks the overall combination. So I think I'm okay with bumping that up a little bit more. I may even bump it up just a tad bit more. So I'm gonna have to play test that obviously, but bump up various randomization values. I have to do very light touches here because I've been playtesting the game and balancing it, but I don't want to make the guns get super absurd here because that could throw it all off. So just very, very minor tweaks there. How many guns would you add? Another question, would you add more enemies? So guns, I mean, I am not opposed. So how many guns are going to be in the final release? I think, let me think. Let's see, 54 divided by 3. So I guess there are 18 guns right now, 18 different gun types. That's 54 gun parts, individual gun parts in the game. But I'm probably going to add 1 or 2 more guns at least before release. So yeah. So there are 18 thematic guns in the game right now. Probably will hit around 20 at release, which means there will be 60 unique gun parts. And I'm also open to adding more content after release as well. Would I add more enemies though? I'm less likely to add more enemies because if I wanted to add more enemies, I'd probably make a 4th level, which I'm not opposed to doing, but Like, would I make more bosses or more standard enemies for the runs? I'm not sure. I maybe. I'd have to think about that. Hello, Kville. Welcome to the stream. I want to know why you're using C# instead of GDScript. Yeah, it's just my personal preference. I like the way that C# gives me a good amount of structure, especially when I'm building a more complex game in terms of systems like this. So it's just easier for me to reason about and follow the flow of C# with, or just personally, I guess. There's no particular reason to use C# over GDScript, except for because you like it better. Yeah, that's exactly right, Froggy. Froggy. Gosh, I can't talk today. I must not have gotten very good sleep because I'm feeling a little slow, but we're going on. Also, I've been working nonstop on Gunforged. Like, I've been putting in like at least 10 hours a day of work for like several days now. But that's because we have to get this game done. All right, so the next thing that I want to do is I want to add a highlight to the meta upgrade screen. So here, I want to add a highlight to the unlockable items. So my friend yesterday got tripped up a little bit when he was going to first unlock these things because he didn't know he had to take the center one. So if I just add a little bit of a highlight to that, then that's going to be fine. So let's see, upgrade tree screen. So I don't know how I'm actually going to do this, but we're going to figure it out. So we got the texture rect here. So I basically need a GPU particles 2D. And what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to borrow... Oh. I'm going to borrow this GPU particles 2D. Slap it on over there. Let's go ahead and make this unique. Okay, so this GPU particles 2D, I'm just going to rename this to particles because that's an ugly text. Okay, so I could either keep it as a circle, in which case I'd have to update the scale here. But I think what might be more appropriate is I'm going to do a slightly different slightly different effect here. So that's 26 pixels. So it's 26 by 26. So I'm just going to go ahead and let's see. Maybe I'll make a 30 by 30. And I'm just going to fill this in with white, but then remove the corners here. Actually, I wonder if I should do a little bit more, but yeah, I think that'll be fine. Cool. All right, so we'll save this. Assets, effect. Particles, square, .png. And then I can get rid of this scale here. Oops, that's wrong. Okay, square. There we go. Is that quick enough if I do 2 instead? Or maybe 3. Change the amount to 2. Yeah, easy enough. So these have to be emitting off by default. And now I need to figure out a way to make it so that it shows that highlight. And I'm also going to do, what am I also going to do? We're going to change this to local to draw local, just to avoid any repositioning issues here. Let's see, drawing. Oh, it's already on local chords. Very nice. Okay, so I just need to turn this on to emitting now when I want to highlight it. And that is going to be a little bit... Oh wait, set can acquire. I already have this. Node private GPU particles 2D particles. Particles.emitting is equal to can acquire. Let's see if that works. I think I can just go straight to the upgrade tree screen here. Hello, Neozoid. Welcome back. Hello, Matthias. Working on a Godot GD script project, and I think I will need to recur to C# because it's overlay, and I'm facing an issue with set window mouse pass-through not working. Oh, interesting. Thinking if I mix both or switch to C# because I found some C# methods that can help with it. Yeah, you might as well mix both. I mean, I think it's pretty common to just use C# for whatever you specifically need, but then to use, oh, that's not right. But then to use GD script for the rest. I think Mrs. did that for his game, where he had the fog. I think most of his game was built in GD script, but then he made the fog specifically in GD or in C# for performance reasons. Sorry, the cat was cold. Okay, so this is working pretty good. What is QoL? It's quality of life, yeah. You're using GPU particles for the outline? Yeah. Yep. It's just an easy way to get a nice UI animation done. I mean, it looks pretty good, right? Basically no effort, and that's it. It's common to mix both. Yeah, I wouldn't feel bad. I mean, if you've already got a bunch of code written in GD script and you just found like you have a very specific need for C#, you might as well just write the C# script for that piece specifically and keep the rest. Hello, Nepal V. Just wrapped up a 48-hour global game jam. Very nice. How did it go? Thanks for the insight. You're welcome. And welcome to the stream as well. Okay, so that's cool. Where is this being set? So the problem here... I'm just going to create a new method, update particles. So update particles. So this needs to be particles emitting is equal to can acquire and not is acquired. Okay, that should work. Let's try it again. It went great. This is my second game jam, and I felt more in control this time. The main role was to keep it simple. Yeah. Very nice. Ooh, that's out of sync now. Oh, that's kind of nasty. Oh, I don't like that. How am I going to resync all the particles? That's interesting. Also, when I unlock something, it doesn't hide the outline immediately. So, let me think. Particles.visible is equal to can acquire and not is acquired. So we'll fix that issue first off. How am I going to sync all of the particles though? That's interesting. Well, there's one easy way to do that, and the easy way to do it would be to just hide the particles but keep it emitting so that it's maintaining the same time. I'm not entirely sure if that's a good idea or not, but let's see. I wonder if I just change the visibility. If I change the visibility and then I make it so that the particles are always emitting. That should keep them synced up, I believe. Let's see. Oh, there's another thing I thought of. Increase Midas touch gold amount. There we go. Nope, that doesn't help. I guess it must not be emitting when it's visible. Or unless I'm still manipulating the emitting somewhere. No, okay. So it must not emit when it's visible. How am I going to keep these all synced up? That's interesting. That is quite a conundrum. Wow, that is quite a conundrum. How am I going to do that? Let me think. Well, I don't want those to be emitting by default. So turn that off. How's Steamworks implementation going on? All problems you're facing was lack of C# support and Godot's Steam workflow. From what I know, GDScript implementation of Steamworks was with dedicated plugin is easy. Yeah, I mean, the main problem I was having was, I mean, I got there's a facepunch.steamworks like C# implementation for Steamworks, and I got that into the project very easily because it was just, you know, adding the files. But the problem that I was having was getting the binaries that I needed, the Steam DLLs and whatnot, packaged in the correct place and with the correct name and all that stuff. But yeah, it was a little bit of a process, but it's all good now. It's all good. My first game jam was a bit of a semi-disaster, especially towards the end. Yeah, that's typically how the first couple of ones go. Non-programmers in my group didn't even articulate what they wanted to build. Oof. Yeah. This is why I like building game jams by myself. Hello, Aniki. Welcome back to the stream. Then hours before presenting, they left for Olive Garden. Ooh, well, you know, you gotta get those unlimited breadsticks, right? Are they still doing that? The meme, the Olive Garden meme? Not getting clear requirements is very common. Welcome to development, yeah. This is why I do solo dev, because if I don't have clear requirements, it's my fault. I don't know how I'm going to sync all of these up. Okay. I think I have an approach that I want to try, but I'm not entirely sure that it's going to work. Why is this not working? Let's see. Display, scale curve. I don't know why. I'm gonna move this. Doesn't need to be that long. Okay. All right. Well, this is the solution that I'm going to go with. So I've got all of these. Increase stamina, regen. What is this called? Upgrade item. So I'm going to synchronize all of these, I think. So my upgrade item here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this to a group. Add to group. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Did I already set this to one shot? Yeah, so this is set to one shot. So basically what I'm going to do on my upgrade tree screen is... Let's see. Okay. I'm going to set the emitting value every 2 seconds for all of them. So if I go to my upgrade tree screen, let me add a timer. Timer. Boom. Blink. I'm just going to call this blink timer. 2 seconds. No, just auto start. Okay, let's grab a reference to that. Node private timer blink timer. Okay. Blink timer dot timeout plus equals on blink timer timeout. Private void on blink timer timeout. For each var item in get tree dot get nodes in group upgrade item dot, let's create a public method in here. Public void blink particles dot emitting is equal to true. Item dot blink, and that should be it. So now I'm just going to change the visibility rather than the emitting property down here, and then the screen is going to actually control the blinking itself. So every 2 seconds it's going to turn emitting back on, and they're all set to one shot, so they should all be synchronized. Okay, it didn't work. Why didn't it work? Why didn't it work? Attached to process. Oops, that's not my debug console. False. Particles.visible. Well, I don't know which one is visible and which one isn't. The condition for breakpoint failed to execute. Why is it failing to execute? Is my condition Huh? Oh, this wouldn't even work anyway. Okay, I don't know. This is ridiculous. Just stop. This is not helpful. Okay. Okay. Remove breakpoint. Why is that not working? Okay, maybe I'll just do this. Particles.restart. We'll follow Godot's instructions there instead of setting emitting. Solo development has its perks. You have complete control. However, I struggle with writing lore and creating pixel art. Yeah, there's always going to be things that are difficult as a solo dev, for sure. Why does that feel like that's going way too fast? Turn the wait time up. Okay, so now let's try to remove one of these. Are you serious? Okay, it does synchronize. But there's like some emitting still happening somewhere. Why is that still happening? Okay, I think let's try this. If not particles.visible, particles.emitting equals false. So maybe if I just turn off the emitting, if it's being made invisible, maybe that will get it back on the right track. Why is that happening? It blinks right there. I don't want it to blink. I'm not telling you to blink. Oh, you know what? I think... I guess because I'm calling it on everything, that's probably why. So I need to create like a public bool. Can blink. Maybe that's what I need to do. Hopefully this will work now. It's always the little things that get you. Oh my gosh, why is this happening? Why is Godot so difficult to use? I don't want the particle. I'm turning the particle off. Sometimes it's just like, man. But am I not turning the particle off? Why is that there when I... Okay, it's on. So when it turns on, it... Let's see. Calls update particles when acquired is called. So it calls update particles. It says visible to can blink. So if it is not acquired, it can't blink. So this will be false. So it's going to turn it invisible. If particles, if not particles visible. Okay, maybe it's my fault. If the particles are not visible, then the emitting needs to be set. So maybe it's my fault. Okay, I'll hold my anger against Godot for a second here. Nope, see, why is it doing that? Why is it emitting when I'm not telling it to emit? That's so annoying. I guess it's only when the animation is happening. Yeah, it's like if I buy it right in the middle and then I stop. So is it pausing the particle emission when it's invisible? It must be. Is there a way to clear the particles? I wonder if there's a way to clear the particles instead. Particles 2D. Capture rect. Finished. Restart. Is there a way to force the particles to end? I mean, it's kind of a minor issue. I can just leave it, I suppose. It's not that big of a deal. Wonder if I should do this instead. I wonder if I should do this instead. Particles dot... Yeah, particles dot modulate is equal to can blink question mark colors dot white. Otherwise, colors dot transparent. So instead of turning the visibility off, I turn the modulate down so that it looks invisible. But the nice thing about doing that is usually, I mean, usually the way that works is that it's still quote-unquote visible in the scene, which means it will continue processing, even though you can't see it. Am I wrong here? Or did I do something wrong again? Yeah, see how the particle sticks in? Did I do something wrong? Oh, if... I don't think I wasn't doing that correctly. Okay. We will get this eventually. We'll get it eventually. Yeah, I don't know why that's happening. Maybe the modulate is not working the way I thought it would. Wonder if I should just get rid of this. Hello, Momo. I made it this time. Hope y'all doing great. How's y'all day going? My day is going well. How are you doing? Yeah, why is that happening? That's weird. So when I turn it on, it is turning the modulate to transparent. And then when I turn it back on, there's no way this is actually like turning the particles off if they're transparent. I don't know what's going on here, honestly. It's a really minor issue. I probably shouldn't worry too much about it, but if I select this, Okay, it must be, yeah, it must not be rendering the particles if it detects that they're transparent. Because if I select it when the visual is shown. Okay, so let's try another trick then. Particles.scale is equal to can blink vector2.1, and then we'll do vector2.0. We will make it invisible one way or another. Ooh, did I do it? Yes, hee. I tricked you, Godot. Okay, now it remains synchronized. So basically, I guess when it's detected that it's transparent or set to invisible, it stops the particle processing. So I need the particle to continue processing so that it remains in sync when I'm clicking to lock and unlock it. So the way that I'm tricking it, I guess, is just by setting the scale to 0 so that it thinks that the particle is still visible. That's really odd. I guess for performance reasons, if you have transparent modulate on particles, you probably don't want them to run. But that's not good if you're trying to keep everything synchronized. So, okay. All right, we figured it out. It's going good. What did I miss last stream? Last stream was yesterday. I did a weekend stream, and it was just basically playtesting. Doing a bunch of playtesting, tweaking some things, and all that good stuff. Okay, so now we've got a very nice blinking animation going for all of these, and I should be able to do this and that those will pick up. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that's so nice. Yes. Now the player will know that they can select these things. Wow, that was much harder than I thought it was going to be. But we're here now. Probably, this screen is rather static. I should probably add some kind of like animations to it as well, but I'll think about doing that. Animations and sound effects and whatnot. I gotta think about how I actually want to accomplish that first, but anyway. So, we got everything figured out though. Cool. Add blink particles to meta upgrade screen. Let's move on to the next thing that I've got in the backlog here. Make deft reload also grant infinite ammo and increase fire rate for 1.5 seconds. Yeah, so this is a problem that I was noticing when I was playtesting, is that this deft reload one, where is it? What is it called? Dash reload. So dash reload here is a passive that is a little bit underwhelming. So all it does is it reloads both guns on dash. And, you know, that's fine. I like that, but it just ends up being the case that it ends up being a lot weaker than your other decisions, so you almost never take it. So I'm going to enhance this. And I think generally speaking, this is kind of the way that I'm balancing everything, is that if there's a passive that doesn't get chosen very often, I usually just end up buffing it a bunch to bring it in line with the other choices. I did this once with the Blood Torrent. So Blood Torrent used to be that it inflicted max bleed stacks on enemies anytime you take damage. But then I buffed it because it wasn't very attractive, but I buffed it so that it also did 100% weapon DPS on hit to enemies when you take damage. So it's like a free global damage when you take damage, but also it applies bleed. So it just ends up doing a ton of damage to everyone. So for this one, reload both guns on dash and gain infinite ammo and 50% increased fire rate for 1.5 seconds. So I'm going to add infinite ammo and 50% increased fire rate. Now, how am I actually going to do infinite ammo? I have no clue. I have no clue how I'm going to accomplish that. But that's why we're going to figure it out. So the fire rate is an easy one. Gain infinite ammo. Well, yeah, that's fine. Okay. So let's see how we're going to do this. So first of all, Dash Manager Connect. Okay. So we got reload gun here. So I guess what I need is I need a timer. Add timer, 1.5 seconds, one shot. Timer.start. Okay, so we got the timer.start there. This reload gun, I just put an amount of 999 in there. That's funny. Anyway, so let's do the fire rate first. So private const float fire rate bonus is equal to 1.5. I mean, this might actually be relatively easy. So this dot get player dot gun manager dot connect player gun manager dot signal name dot prefire. Actually, I should probably do this. Game events dot instance dot connect game events dot signal name dot player prefire event. Callable dot from player prefire event on player prefire. Private void on player prefire, and we're going to accept that player prefire event. If timer.is stopped, we're just going to simply return. So if you're not in a spot where you're getting that bonus, we're going to return. Otherwise, we're going to take the player prefire event dot gun stats dot bullets per second. Do I not have a bullets per second modifier? How am I doing this? Fire rate ammo. How is it working over here? Fire rate ammo affix. Bullets. Oh, I'm just modifying the bullets per second. Why am I not? Okay. I think I should probably change this. Bullets per second contribution, because I'm just modifying the bullets per second directly here. Let's see, where is this? Bullets per second. So let's do this. I'm going to rename this to base bullets per second. Base bullets per second. Public float bullets per second. Actually, I should probably change this. Fire rate. This should be base. Base bullets per second. Yeah, okay. So I'm adding a bullets per second multiplier now. So let's see. So now I can do my float bullets per second is equal to base bullets per second times, and I'm gonna do a bullets per second modifier. Bullets per second percent modifier here. base bullets per second times bullets per second % modifier. So that's just going to be a calculated value now. This needs to be base bullets per second here. Then down here, base bullets per second is equal to base bullets per second. And then bullets per second modifier is equal to bullets per second % modifier. So make sure that we're copying both of those on duplicate. I go to my phantom gun. So this should all be correct now. On pre-fire, bullets per second. So this needs to be bullets per second % modifier is equal to 0.5. I mean, we can do... Yeah, that's fine. Damage %. Bullet damage % multiplier equals 0.5. We'll just use multipliers here, like we're using everywhere else. This is going to end up being bullets per second % modifier plus equals this. Okay, and then my dash reload passive here. Bullets per second % modifier plus equals 0.5. Or I guess fire rate bonus. Okay, so that should help. It's going to be really ridiculous if you've got the bone guns. But let me just check and make sure that this has actually been fixed here, or that I've carried over all these changes correctly. So what I should see is if I do gun bone left, this should still work. Perfect. Okay. And then if I look at my stats, I should see that my fire rate 5.3. Is that normal, that fire rate? I mean, it sounds, yeah, it seems right. I guess I can look at my shotgun stuff. Bullet per second contribution 1, 1, 1. Yeah, so those are all correct. Perfect, okay. So I think that's fine, and now I can do this. Add passive dash reload. Can't tell, is that working? Ooh, yeah, it is, for sure. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, and the bone gun shoots even faster. Nice, okay. I think that's working. We could take something else. Let's see, gun cow left. Something that's a little bit slower. Yeah, perfect. Okay, that's looking really good. And now I just need to figure out how to keep the infinite ammo going. So one really hacky way of doing it would be to take the player gun manager here and just force a reload of both guns immediately on pre-fire. Or I guess this would have to happen after the fire. So let me think. Game events. Player bullet creation. Player actual health change, player. Emit player bullet creation. Okay, so that's not quite what I need. Shift ammo. Gun ammo updated. So maybe I need to listen for this gun ammo updated and just, oh, but I could get into an infinite loop there. Because if I listen to the gun ammo updated and every time I get this signal, I then update the ammo, it's just going to keep going in a loop. So how am I actually going to do this? Let me think. So pre-fire. So on pre-fire, I wonder if it would be good enough to, if I go to my left gun, pre-fire, left gun, I don't know where to put this event here. So end fire. End fire. So in the player gun manager, shift ammo is being called after current gun.fire. I mean, I guess there's a gun fired signal here, so maybe I should just listen to that. So I guess what I'll do is I'll go to my, should I make that a global game event? I don't think that's necessary. I think I can just do this dot get player dot gun manager dot connect player gun manager dot gun fired event handler, player gun manager dot signal name dot gun fired, callable dot from, and I forgot already what these need. Current gun, so this is passing an assembled gun reference and a current slot. So assembled gun player gun manager dot gun slot, like so. Private void on player gun fired, assembled gun, gun manager dot gun slot. So I'm going to do something really hacky here, which is I'm just going to grab a reference to the gun manager, and I'm going to say gun manager dot reload gun slot 999. Oh, and this has to be done while the timer is running. So basically after dash, we're setting a timer, and then by default, this dash reload passive is just listening for these events all the time. And it will, if the timer is running, it will go ahead and reload that gun that was just shot to keep it topped off. That's probably going to create some visual oddities because there's still going to be, at the bottom of the screen, there's still going to be shells being injected animation-wise, but I think that's fine. It's not like this small of a thing is not worth reorienting how all that stuff works. So I actually don't need that, so I'm just gonna discard it. Are you just trying to add infinite ammo? Yeah. Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing. Welcome, Hebo. Hello, Brian F. Just want to swing by and say hi. Been super busy IRL, so haven't been able to catch a stream in a bit. That's all right. Welcome to the stream. Glad you were able to pop in for a bit and say hi. Always good to see you. Oh, that's interesting. I'm glad that that works, but it's kind of weird. It just keeps reloading the gun. Yeah, I was expecting there to be visual oddities, but that's fine. I'm surprised it's not breaking worse than it is. Reload both guns on dash and gain infinite ammo and 50% increased fire rate for 1.5 seconds. So I'm going to modify that a little bit. Hello, Christopher. Welcome back to the stream. Great to see you. Good morning to you as well. I'm going to reword this a little bit. On dash, reload both guns, and gain infinite ammo. I think I need a comma there too. That's weird how it sticks the first bullet and only sometimes the ejected bullet will animate during infinite ammo. Yeah, it is a little bit weird. I mean, do you think I should fix that or do you think it's acceptable? I mean, it's kind of odd, but at the same time, it's like, it's not broken, so. But in order to fix it, I'd need to flag in the player gun manager that there's infinite ammo active, and so it shouldn't update the ammo at all. You don't think I should fix it, or you think I should fix it? On dash, reload both guns and gain infinite ammo and 50% increased fire rate for 1.5 seconds. Very nice. Gun bone left. Should be refined to have something different to signify it's infinite. Well, I'm not going to do that. I mean, the only thing that I would do is change the animation so that it just doesn't animate at all. If that's what you mean. I mean, yeah, that would be the only thing that I would do, but I'm not going to change the visuals anyway, because this is the only thing in the game that gives you infinite ammo, and so I'm not going to spend, you know, a bunch of time making this one particular thing look stellar. But I could just stop the animation from happening so that the bullets just remain intact. I don't know how I'd get the animation to play and also, like, just have the animation keep playing. I don't know how I would do that. I'd have to think. The one on the right seems to work fine. So the right gun just keeps feeding, which is kind of cool. But the left one doesn't work, probably because they're all bunched up. They're overlapping each other a little bit. Maybe see if you can fix the first bullet to just animate ejecting but not removing. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of systems that have to change here to get that to work. Okay, well, I'll look into it a little bit and we'll see what's going on. I'm going to commit what I have, but then I'll look into that. All right, so let's see. I'm just gonna make sure. I should add the phantom gun. That seems to be working. Okay. This one is working, I know that for sure. Bullets per second modifier. Okay. That was a good change though, because now I have more control over fire rate if I want to add more stuff to modify the fire rate. But that's looking good. The mechanic seems to work at least, yeah. No, I'll take a look. Maybe it's possible that the UI animation will be easier than I think it will be. I'm not sure. This is one of the areas of the code base that I haven't touched in like well over a year. So it's going to be an interesting dive into it. But I need to go get a refill of my coffee. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So in the meantime, while I'm away on my short little break here, please check out the links in the description below. Wishlist Gunforged, which is the game that I'm working on currently. That would be a huge help to me. It's coming out on February 17th. So wishlist it, mark your calendars. It'll be out February 17th is a Monday in, I guess it's 3 weeks from today. So I basically have a week to get all the content done for Gunforged and to get all these quality of life changes done and all the balance and playtesting done. And then I will be spending the couple of weeks after that primarily doing marketing. I will be continuing these streams though during that time. So I will use the streams as an excuse to like stuff in any last minute content, and then off stream I'll work on the marketing stuff. But anyway, check out the links in the description below. I'll be right back in just a couple minutes and we will continue on. We'll see if we can get this UI animating correctly. All right, I'm back. Hello, Frost Explorer. I like the animation as I think the feedback from the firing and magazine reloading is more satisfying than the animation not playing. Yeah, you're probably right. So I guess we'll figure out how to make that animation just loop during during the infinite ammo phase. So let me see. So this is my ammo bar here. Let's see. Oh, did I leave that going? Did you guys have to listen to that bone, the bone gun shooting that entire time? Sorry about that. Anyway, so let's open up my ammo bar. So here's my ammo bar. I've got my left gun container, my right gun container here. So how does this work? So update max ammo count. There's a ton of stuff going on here. So this is all being animated with tweens and whatnot, I think. Or is it being... Oh, you know what? These are... This is an ammo indicator, so this is the animation. So that's what it looks like. So this is playing. Okay. So it's got a root control node of a center container. And the reason for that is that these are HBox containers. And so as I add the ammo indicators, like so, they get added like that. But the reason I'm using an HBox container is that as they start to overflow like this, I'm actually doing a calculation to adjust the separation here. So like for instance, it would get set to -3 so that it fits on this bar, and that's where the overlapping is coming from here. So it's a little bit. So that's how it's happening. So there's a bunch of ammo indicators being added to these container nodes here, and so when update max ammo count happens, or add indicators container. Handle fire, ammo change update. So I've got these ammo change updates happening. So gun ammo updated sends an ammo change update. It's got the previous ammo, current ammo, the gun slot for it, is reload, and then the difference. Am I even referencing that is reload anywhere? Ammo bar. Yeah. So what's happening here? So on gun ammo updated. If is reload, handle reload. So it's adding indicators there. Otherwise it's handling fire. So the problem is, let me think. So in my dash reload, it's firing and then reloading the gun. So it's handling the fire first. It's finding the indicator to play the eject animation on. It's tweening the size of the... So the way I get that nice slide animation, so how the bullets are sliding over as they're getting shot, is I'm actually applying a tween to the ammo indicators control node, the custom minimum size of the control node. So this control node, because it doesn't have any control node children, its size is being entirely determined by this custom minimum size. And what I do is I just shrink down the X size. Well, it's not doing anything here, but I shrink down the X size. So as it gets ejected, so the ejection happens and that fires the visual, but what's happening is the center container that sort of bounds the visual is having its width shrunk over time with a tween, and that's what causes all of the bullets to slide over, because they're children of an HBox container. And so as the children sizes change, the HBox container naturally reorients the position of everything. And so that's how I get that nice sliding animation over, is I'm just tweening that minimum, that custom minimum size down to 0. And so I get a nice slide there. So the problem is the reload. The problem is the reload. I'm gonna try something. So let's assume that I put like a public bool is infinite to true here. And I go in here and I say on gun ammo updated. And I say if ammo change update dot is infinite. Then what I want to do is I want to say handle fire, ammo change update, and then handle reload, ammo change update, or handle fire. So I'm going to kind of hack this a little bit. Is this a computed property? Yeah, it is. Oh, let's see. Current ammo minus previous ammo. I don't even know how to test this properly. Well, I'm sure this is not going to do anything productive, but let me just see. Interesting. Yeah, I don't even know how I can test this to like figure out how to get the animations correct. Well, maybe I just need to create a different, let's do this. If I do a handle infinite with ammo change update. And I just do something like this. If I just say handle fire. Let's just start with this. Let's see if this works as expected. Oops, wrong scene. Why is it shooting both? I don't understand. Oh. No, I do understand. Okay. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that yet because I'm setting is infinite to both updates. Okay. Oh boy. So what this actually needs to be is this needs to change to if not ammo change update. Okay, let's change this a little bit. If is reload, we're going to handle reload, else if ammo change update is infinite, handle infinite, otherwise handle fire. Okay, maybe this will work. Like it as is, that was supposed to say I know other games that handle infinite ammo in some way, remove the ammo and reset it to max. I personally don't see an issue with how it is now. Yeah, I mean, it's just the animation is just a little bit wonky, that's all. Okay, so that seems to be working. So handle infinite. So that's just doing the same thing, handle fire here. But what I can do now is I can update, let's see. Add indicators is called for update max ammo count and also should be for handle reload, right? Handle reload, yeah. So I can do this. I can say var container is equal to add indicators 1. So I'm just doing the visuals right now. It's going to be, the visuals aren't going to match the logic, but we're building one thing at a time here. Okay, so now I've basically recreated the problem that I've got. Ooh, that's not good. Yikes. So I basically just recreated the problem that I had when I was doing it the old way, which is that this initial one is not moving. Now, why is that the case? Do I need to add from the end instead? Let's see. If I do add indicators here, int I scene pool get container add child. I can't tell. Let me try something. So if I'm adding children normally, okay, so the end child is at the end here. So I need to, maybe what I should be doing is adding the children. Should I just move it? Container.move child indicator 0. If I did that, would that then fix it? Okay, so now let me try this then. Let's turn off this is infinite. In my ammo change update, we'll just make sure that this is false now. I guess I don't need to set it explicitly to false, but we'll just turn that off, which means that it should go back to its normal behavior. But now that I've changed how those reloads are happening, and they're moving the child to the first one. Hey, look at that. Okay, so now we've got a nice smooth. It keeps ejecting and then just backfilling the ammo when it reloads. Oh, it doesn't work for the... Oh, interesting. Oh, you know what? Wait a minute. I think I need different behavior. Yeah, because the first child on the right gun container is on the left, but then the first child in the left gun container they're both on the left. So I actually need to only move the child to index 0 if the HBox container is equal to the left container. So if HBox container, if container is equal to left gun container, then I move the child. That's what I need to do. Okay. Okay. All right. So that makes sense. So now I'm going to get rid of this handle infinite because this doesn't need to be there anymore. And this player gun manager, I can get rid of that. It was really that simple. Container equals left gun container, move child. I hope that doesn't break anything. I don't think it should, but let's see. So add passive, dash reload, boom. So that's still working. And then if I do the right gun, nice. So now we just got like an infinite chain that looks like you'd expect. Even though I'm just forcing a reload after every shot, now the animation is working properly. Okay, well that ended up being easier than I thought it was going to be. Let me just make sure that it still works across a variety of guns. I'm fairly confident that it still works. It's not visually different, it's just changing where the new indicators get added when the reload happens. Instead of putting them at the front, it's putting them at the back. Okay. Gun, dragon left. Gun, bone right. It seems to be working. Yeah, I don't see any problems with this. Bone left. Has that order always been like that? Hold on a second. Oh, I have these here. I don't want these here. Not that it was causing any problems, it's just I don't think, yeah. Let me try something real quick. Just making sure that the Z-index stuff is the same as it was. Okay, yeah, I just must have never noticed this. The way that these bullets are overlapping each other is not the same as the way these bullets are overlapping each other. So you can see that this bullet is in front of this bullet, but on this side, this bullet is behind this bullet. I wonder if there's an easy way to fix that. I don't think there is. I vaguely recall having issues with this before, but let's see. Ammo indicator. I don't know if there's a way to reverse. How am I even reversing it over here? It's a good question. Alignment and... Oh, maybe they're not. Yeah, I would need to somehow reverse the... draw order of these things, which I don't think is even possible, is it? Basically what I need to do is I need to make this one render, just reverse the draw order, so instead of this one rendering on top of everything, it would be this one rendering on top of everything. But I don't know how I would do that other than changing the Z-index, and I don't think that's a good idea. Because then it will render on top of this art as well. Yeah, I don't think there's an easy way to fix that, so I'm just going to probably leave it. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it. I haven't noticed that issue really until just now, so it's probably fine. Okay, cool. So fix animation for infinite ammo. That was relatively easy. It was a 3-line fix. Cool. All right. Thank you everyone for peer pressuring me into addressing that. Okay, so let's see. Should we stick with some UI stuff? Let's do this one real quick. This is going to be easy to knock out. I want to increase the amount of gold that is required to unlock the Midas touch. Statistics gold spent 1500. Okay. It's just a little bit too easy to acquire that one. The nice thing about this unlock system that I have is that once you've unlocked something, even if I change the condition for the unlock, you keep the item. So I can do this without breaking any existing saves. Increase gold spend amount for Midas touch. Midas bullet, I guess. Okay. That's easy, done. Apply knockback to slimes. Let's do this one. Show marching ants on all rune slots when dragging runes. So the problem that I'm having when I was watching my friend play is that I think it's kind of odd that the marching ants for the rune is not shown for all rune slots. So like the marching ants are shown here on the empty slots and I can put those there. But then when I go to drag, it's not showing over this one. Now I do think that I'm not going to do any rotation here, but I think showing the marching ants around it would be a good idea still. So rune inventory button. Is there like a marching ants? Where is this? Inventory slot. Oh, it's in here. Okay. Play can drop anim. Bool rotate. It goes false. So where is this being? If ants enabled and get drag data and gun part affix equals null, I think we just get so if was dragging, I think we can just get rid of that and play can drop anim. So here, if we want to rotate it, if the gun part affix equals null or was dragging. I think that's basically the only change that I need to make here. Let's find out though. I'm not actually doing anything with that Boolean, am I? I'm getting way ahead of myself here. If rotate. There we go. Nice thing about having the game almost done is like all these small tweaks are very, very easy to do. Ooh, that's not right. I need to make sure I'm not doing innate affixes, but boom. Yeah, that looks much nicer. So I'm not rotating it, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I rotate this even when it's not empty? So if I am dragging, well, let me get rid of those other marching ants there first. So let's see. And gun part affix dot is innate, or is there an innate? How do I know if it's innate? Is innate. Oh, it's just on here. Okay. What does the chat think? Rotate always or not rotate always? So if I do this, boom, and I start dragging, so we got the rotation there, boom. And then if it's occupied, I'm still showing the marching ants, but I'm not rotating it at all. Or I could just rotate it always. So I put that there, and then if I do this, wish I had more slots. Need more runes too. Where are my runes at? So yeah, rotate always or only rotate if empty. Anyone? Anyone have any ideas? I kind of personally like both. I think, let me think. I'll go back to the way it was. What was the question? So the question is, if I'm going to show, I'm showing these marching ants over the places where the runes can be dropped. So if I do this, it rotates for empty slots for runes. So I drop this here. Now the question is, I'm still highlighting the marching ants over the runes that have occupied or that are occupying slots, but I could either keep these static so that they don't rotate, or I could rotate these with the blank ones as well. So this is, it's static, but it still shows the marching ants, or I can rotate both by default. So let me find, here we go. So if I put this there and then I drag, now there's an example of the rune rotating with the empty slots as well. So the question is, rotate both or only rotate the empty slots? Probably not rotation rune. Is there anyone else that has an opinion? I think I kind of like both, but I think I lean towards keeping the rune static if it's occupied and just only rotating the empty slots. So that's what it would look like with the static runes. I think I'll probably keep that unless anyone has any opinions. I do like the fact that the emptiness of the rune is emphasized by rotating. Like, hey, before you consider dropping the rune there, like you've got an empty slot here, look at me, I'm dancing, you know? But I do like the marching ants around the runes as well, because that clearly indicates that you can swap those out. So yeah, I like that. Cool. All right, we'll keep that then. Show marching ants around occupied rune slots. That one was relatively easy as well. I love these quick, easy quality of life changes. Okay, so I want to add knockback to slimes when they split to increase distance. So the problem that this is addressing is that when the slime enemies are killed, so the big slimes spawn two smaller slimes. And the problem is that they're just like clumped on top of each other very annoyingly. And the other thing that I might want to do actually is, let's see. Let's turn off debug do not start wave. So let me just take a look at this, how it works. Okay, so if I do spawn slime, so those ones kind of split from each other. But I'm going to go into my slime here. Slime small. So I'll go to my slime small on my ready method, enter state normal. Oh, it's randomizing the animation position. That's interesting. I should also randomize the animation speed. Animation player speed scale is equal to math_util. Am I referencing the speed scale anywhere? No. math_util.rng randf range 0.9 f 1.1 f. This will just add a little bit more randomness to the slimes as well. Enter state normal. Do I not have a reference to the animation player? Cool. Okay, so anyway, in the slime here, I'm gonna take my knockback component here. Node private. How is it actually spawning the slimes? I'm gonna do this. Public bool do knockback vector 2 direction knockback component dot knockback in with the knockback speed. Let's do something like 50. Knockback direction is direction. There we go. And then let's do like a decay multiplier of 0.5 maybe. So in here, when I add that child, entity.do knockback, instead of this, well, let's do this. Var direction is equal to this. All right, let's see if that creates a little bit better of a separation. Don't tell me I've got a build error, come on. Oh. Oops. Oh man. Lots of work to do on Gunforged, but we're getting it. Okay, that didn't seem to really do much, did it? Do knockback 150. Are there any errors here? Nope. Why is that not working? That's weird. Oh, you know what? I think I know why. Shoot, this is going to be a lot more difficult than I thought. Well, actually, I'm not entirely sure. Because the knockback component should be setting the velocity override here. Tween method. Tween velocity. Velocity component dot velocity dot lerp. So that should be setting the velocity override. I don't know why. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's just not, maybe the decay multiplier is just not high enough. So if I turn this down to like 0.1 instead, no, that's too much. 0.25. Wonder if I'm going to get a better result. Okay, I mean, that looks kind of... Wonder if I up this. Let's just do something ridiculous. Let's just put 500 in there. That should really tell me whether it's working or not. That should really tell me whether it's working or not. Okay, well, it's obviously not working. Okay. Why is that not working? I think maybe the problem, let me think. I wonder if it's because the slimes are colliding with each other. That might be the problem. Let me do this. Let's set it to spawn only one slime. They're probably colliding with each other. No, they shouldn't. No, that shouldn't happen. Unless I set up their collisions wrong. No, the collisions are correct. Okay, yeah, that's just not working for some reason. Well, I guess the only way to really approach this is to... Oops. I thought this was going to be easier than it is. But I'll just attach to the process here. And we'll investigate what's happening. Okay, what is our direction? Okay, that looks fine. Knockback. So let's go into here. Well, I guess we'll step into... So that velocity looks correct. Create tween, default knockback duration times decay multi... Oh, wait. Oh. Am I just doing my... Oh, I was thinking that the decay multiplier, if it's lower, it would last longer. I guess I'm just wrong. Oh, I'm doing this wrong. That's why. ID 10T error. Okay, there we go. Now the knockback is working. Goodness. All right. Now we can turn this back down. Jeepers. All right. I guess I'm just going to have one of those days, you know? Hello, Sarai Vado. I'm currently studying Python, but I'm also interested in learning how to make games as a hobby, while the studying of Python is for professional reasons. Would me going into Unreal Engine direction be detrimental to my learning of Python? No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't really think there's such thing as detrimental to your learning. I mean, I guess there can be if you're splitting your attention between multiple things at the same time, but, you know, like the thing about programming is that it's like the same, basically, no matter which language you're using. Obviously, when you get into the lower level languages like C, there's a lot more that you have to be aware of from a technical standpoint, like managing memory and stuff. And then C++, of course, with like your pointers and whatnot. But, I mean, the fundamental ideas behind programming are the same. So I don't think you can go wrong. Like if you go deep on Python, I think you'll be surprised at how easy it is to translate what you learn to other languages. Because then learning a new language becomes, after you learn the first language, learning a new language becomes an issue of like figuring out the syntax and the technicals of like what you need to keep in mind, like pointers and whatnot. But the fundamental logic about how you write the programming, the logic, doesn't really change from language to language. So I don't think there's any problem with you sticking with Python. I don't think there's a problem with you learning GDScript. It's all good. It's all good to learn. So that's my opinion anyway. Now, in terms of like what is the most efficient way to learn, I definitely think that sticking with one language for a while until you've got a good handle on it is a good idea, rather than bouncing between a bunch of different things at once. But I wouldn't say it's detrimental to sort of bounce around and explore different things. It's just, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully that helps. Nice. Okay, so that's working. Turn that down. You're welcome, and welcome to the stream, by the way. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, yeah, that's looking much nicer. Now the slimes are like splitting apart from each other in a very nice way. I mean, sometimes they go in the same direction though. Oh, I'm breaking the game here. I'm breaking the game. It's fine. I'm going to change this facing component as well. These slimes are actually pretty fun. I haven't encountered these guys much because like I added them one day and then they sat there for like months before I did any serious playtesting of the graveyard level. And I have to say, I quite like them. They're very cute. I also like their attack patterns. Like, I like how predictable they are. Okay, anyway. So, let's see. Yeah, I need to go to my graveyard arena, turn off that. Cool. Add slime better separation. We're just blowing through these changes here. Boom, boom. Okay, the last thing that I need to do for the enhancement, and it's getting to the end of the stream time, but I'm going to see how easy this is to do. I've gotten a couple of requests to lock the mouse to the window. So the way that I'm thinking about doing it is that while you're just in the normal game, the mouse will be locked to the window, but when any like full screen menu is up, like the pause menu or the Gunforged menu, I will unlock the mouse away from the window. So that way, like, because that just feels really natural, like as a player, right? If I press escape, my mouse becomes unlocked and I can leave the window and I can go and do something on my other monitor or whatever. But while I'm playing the game and aiming and stuff, the mouse is not going to leave the window where I can accidentally click outside of it, right? So the question is, how am I actually going to do that? And I think the answer to that question is, I'm going to do it somehow. So we'll see. So the UI manager, first of all, where am I setting the input mouse mode? Here in the cursor. Okay, that makes sense. It's in the cursor. Well, okay. Input dot confine lock mouse mode. Okay. Confined. Confined hidden. Okay, that's what I want. So, okay. So input.mouse mode equals mouse mode confined hidden. So I can just do that right there. Add pointer lock, add cursor lock, remove cursor lock. What is the pointer lock? I don't remember what the pointer is versus the cursor. Oh. Let's go to my cursor here. Pointer. I'm never using the pointer. Should I just remove the pointer? I'm never using this. I forgot even drawing this. Am I ever using the pointer? Oh gosh. I don't think I'm ever using the pointer, honestly. Let's see, cursor lock component lock type. So if I look for lock type equals, yeah, that's literally never being used. So I think I'll just clean this up. So cursor add lock, add pointer lock, remove pointer lock. We don't need this lock type here. We don't need that. And then the pointer can go bye-bye. Get rid of the pointer lock here. Oh, I did it wrong. Okay. Then we can, oh, it's so satisfying to delete things. Oops. No, that's fine. Actually, yeah, it's fine. I mean, that was the only place where the pointer was being used, right? Yeah. Cool. If you enjoy working in Python, you can check out Pygame. Yeah, Pygame. I used that freshman year of college, I believe. It was pretty interesting. Okay, so there's my cursor. What was I doing? Oh yeah, so whenever I add a pointer lock, add cursor lock here. If cursor locks is greater than 0, input.mouse mode equals input.mouse mode enum.confined, or no, hidden, otherwise confined hidden. So if we have the cursor visible, which is just the normal pointer cursor, then we're going to just set it to hidden, which is not going to lock the mouse to the window, confine it to the window rather. But if we're in crosshair mode, it's going to be confined. And so what that should do is when I enter the game here, okay, so my cursor is confined, but as soon as I hit this, now my mouse can leave the window. I resume, boom. Oh, perfect, look at that. And this should also work with full screen, right? Yep. And then I can go over here, I can escape. Excellent. Now I could add an, I don't know, what do you guys think? Should I add an option for lock cursor to window? Or do you think the default behavior is fine? I suppose I should add an option, right? Fine, I'll add an option. I'll add an option. But first, let's see. I'm happy I did all that cleanup. That feels good. Look at all that. Extra simple. Okay, so add mouse confinement, and then let's go ahead. It should be relatively easy to add an option. Options menu here. We're just gonna copy one of these here. Full screen, camera shake, show tutorials. I might reorder some of these things. Camera shake, yeah, and then here, duplicate this. lock mouse to window, lock mouse button. I might as well be specific to window button. Okay, access is unique name. Perfect. Is there a reason why these aren't centered? Oh, they are centered. Oh, interesting. Okay. It's a little bit weird, I suppose. Hmm. That's weird. Okay, well, I'll just leave it. So the thing I need to do now is I need to go to my options manager. Let's do this. Public static bool lock mouse to window get options data dot. I have that set to true. I don't like setting defaults like that for some reason. Public bool is mouse locked to window. Okay. Is mouse locked to window? So let's do this then. Public static input dot mouse mode enum mouse mode options data dot is mouse locked to window. Let's change this to locked mouse mode. Is mouse mode locked to window? Then we're going to do input input.mousemodeenum.confined hidden, otherwise input.mousemodeenum.hidden. Okay, so now what I can do in my options menu here, oh boy, node private, come on, private checkbox lock mouse to window button. Lock mouse to window button dot toggled plus equals on lock mouse to window button toggled. Oh my goodness. UI manager play click. I guess I'll do that. On lock mouse to window button toggled is enabled. Options manager dot is mouse locked to window is equal to is enabled. Okay, and then update display here. Lock mouse to window button dot button pressed is equal to options manager dot is mouse locked to window. Okay, I don't know why this is here. We're gonna get rid of that. Okay, so Now in my cursor here, what I basically need to do is here, this confined hidden. Instead of that, I'm just going to do options manager dot locked mouse mode, and then same for here. Options manager locked mouse mode. All right, let's see if it works. We'll see if it works. So it should be on by default. And if I do options, lock mouse to window, done. Yep, look at that. Now I can go outside and this all works. Now if I go to my options again, lock mouse to window, done. I'm still going to make it so that you can leave the window when you have a menu up, but when I go to resume, now this is locked. Sweet. Okay, and then I can check my options save data just to make sure. Options is mouse locked to window true. Let's start it up again. Options, uncheck that, resume. It's false now. I'm just going to make sure that this loads correctly at startup. Perfect. Cool. I'm going to leave it unlocked because I need that for testing and doing my stream and whatnot, but that's looking good. Cool. All right. Add option for locked mouse mode. That was a big piece of feedback, so that's done now. Oops. All right, got through all of the enhancements that I wanted to get done from literally every note that I took last night while I was watching my friend play. I think I addressed literally everything. So yeah, I'm going to spend this afternoon probably play testing a bunch some more. I still have yet to beat the cave level on my own, so I'm probably just going to do that this afternoon. And also, there's a bunch of content that I still want to make, and there's some bugs that I need to address, but that's going to be it for the stream today, though. Thank you all for watching. Very much appreciate it. And yeah, check out the links in the description below. Buy my Udemy courses if you want to financially support me, or you can wait a couple weeks until Gunforged releases, which is coming on February 17th. So yeah, purchase Gunforged if you are so inclined. It's going to be here very, very soon, so I'm very excited. But there's a little bit of work to do still, so I'm going to be grinding away on that. And I'll be back here streaming again at the same time, 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. So hope to see you there. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. All right. Bye-bye, everyone.